Hey y'all, I'm just gonna have sort of predictions on these playoff games. I was gonna do it by conference standings. In fact, I did make a few videos with cousin Jared and myself, but you know those videos had some complications, so I'm just gonna have audio for me talking about these matchups as I see them. So the first matchup we have is for tomorrow, the first game of the playoffs. Starting off with the bang, we have the Spurs and the Warriors. So the San Antonio Spurs have no Kawhi Leonard. The Warriors have no Stephen Curry. So if you were to tell me at the beginning of the season that this would be a first round matchup, I'd tell you it's because either of those dudes got hurt. And yeah, the Warriors, for the first time in about 3-4 years, they're not the number one seed. It's going to be the Rockets and the Spurs. Well, for the first time in about 20 years or so, they didn't have a 50-win season. So, you know, it's sort of a fall from grace for them. But I predict to win game one, the Warriors. Now, the Wizards and the Raptors. The Wizards, they're the 8th seed right now. The Raptors are the number one. So when we get to the playoffs, we'll have home court advantage for the Raptors. So the game one is going to be, again, in Canada. So what usually happens is the Raptors usually lose game one. You know, I think it wasn't until last season there was the first game one win. So I predict the Wizards are going to win game one. Sort of equally matched in the backcourt right there. Now the Heat and 76ers, now their front courts, that's a pretty dangerous matchup there. So you got Hassan Whiteside, and you know, for the Miami Heat. Number 3 seed, home court advantage, is the 76ers, Philadelphia. Now you got Joel Embiid, who's gonna miss game one. So you got Ben Simmons then, and then you still have all those great shooters in Ersan and Marco Bellinelli and JJ Redick and you know all those guys. So Dario Saric is in there. So it's gonna be close. You know, I think it's gonna be hard for the Heat to win a playoff game on the road like that. You know, and then he don't have Deion Waiters, but they have Wade Ellington and Dwayne Wade. So it's gonna be a fun matchup. It's hard to decide, but I have to pick the 76ers. It is game one. They're gonna be loud. Alright, now the Pelicans and the Trailblazers, this is the last of the day one game ones, and then day two game ones are soon, but the Pelicans and Trailblazers takes place on the West Coast, so it's going to be 7:30 for them. For me, it's going to be 10:30, so I might not get to stay up to see this. I might, depends on how sleepy I feel. It's going to be a Saturday, so Pelicans and the Trailblazers, I predict is going to be, I usually go for the home teams in game one unless they're the Raptors or some stuff like that. But the Pelicans, I have to give them a shot right here. You know, I mean, the Trailblazers are going to be pretty competitive, but Anthony Davis is going to show the world why he's in the top 10 best players in the NBA. Game 1, day 2, Bucks Celtics. Now, the Bucks are up-and-coming young players, and I just have to give Giannis his due. He was the second best player really in the NBA from October to December of last year, and pretty much cooled down ever since, but he's still averaging 26.9 points per game. The Celtics don't have a person scoring around 18 points plus, which is pretty much every team has that one scorer person, and the highest scorer here is Jaylen Brown. He's averaging 14.5 points, so I have to give it to the Bucks here. They're gonna really sort of demolish them in game one. Even if it's close, the Bucks are gonna win. So the next game I have is the Pacers-Cavs. Now this one is gonna be a huge matchup. If Skip Bayless is correct, this might actually depend, you know, really how we're gonna get the series. Is gonna be long or short. So if the Pacers win, we have a long series. If the Cavs win, we're gonna have a relatively short series, maybe in 5 games. So I'm gonna have to pick the Cleveland Cavaliers on this one. It's probably gonna be maybe even as long as a 6-game series, but I still take the LeBron James in the first round. So the Jazz and the Thunder. Thunder have home court advantage, so have to give it to the Thunder here. The Thunder, I'm trying to use an accent, but the Thunder actually have a lot of support from their fans in the playoffs. So it's gonna might overwhelm the Jazz a little bit, but the Jazz have Donovan Mitchell, and he's gonna come in the clutch for them. You know, being a 20-point scorer and a rookie. Timberwolves Rockets. So this is the final of the game ones, and this is on day 2. Now, Timberwolves Rockets is one of the matchups that that was really decided on Wednesday because the Timberwolves had to beat the Nuggets to make the playoffs. So the Rockets they have no drama to really try to get into the playoffs. They were the 65-17 win team, 17 loss team, 65 win team. So they were the number 1 seed. The Timberwolves was 8th seed. So it's going to be hard for the Timberwolves, because they just ended their playoff drought. So there's a lot of emotional stuff going on with them. So if Jeff Teague and Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins, now he's an X Factor now, steps up. Another one is Jamal Crawford. They all step up. They can really make this series, a long, long series. Maybe even upset. Even if they had limited defense. They still have Taj Gibson. But, again, Thibs' style of play is good. But I don't think it's enough to get over the hump. Rockets, I'll take the Rockets in game 1. Alright, guys. Peace.